Did your mom ever tell you a story like of how when she came to America?
Not much, honestly. She didn't talk about her past that much. She had a tough childhood, especially from the time she was 13 on. When she was young, she told me that she was, pretty middle class and, did things and they had money. It wasn't like she was really poor or anything. I think my father was actually poorer than my mother. But, she lived in a bad environment. People used to openly be prejudiced against Jewish people. I do remember her saying that kids would throw tomatoes at the Jewish kids. And then, of course, she got sent away just before the war started. If she would have been there one more day, the story is that it was September 1st, and Germany invaded Poland, and you couldn't leave Germany after that. So, one more day, I wouldn't be here. There was a German couple that lived next door, and she did still remember how to speak German. She would talk with her in German once in a while. I don't think she knew Yiddish. Oh, I think now that I remember, talk about things coming back as you talk to them. I do remember her saying something about her parents speaking Yiddish when they didn't want everybody to know what they were saying. So I guess the kids only spoke German. The parents spoke Yiddish and German. And I think there was some Polish in there too.
Yeah. If you could hold on to one memory with your mom forever, what would it be?
A particular day. At this point, after her being gone, 25 years already, I think it's more just a general feeling. When I think of her now, I'm surprised she wasn't more bitter or depressed or whatever about what happened when she grew up. Imagine being taken away from your family and sent to another country. I just remember her being a really nice lady. My friends all liked her when I was a kid, and she was like the typical 60s mom, stayed home and took care of the kids. And I remember, sitting by the heater, drinking a hot chocolate, going to school, No particular memory comes to mind, I guess. It's a long time ago now. She never says much about England. She got sent to England. And I guess that was like a home for children who got sent away from Germany. And she was there, I guess, 6, 7 years? Her teenage years were spent there.
What did she do there? It was like just a home for everyone?
Home for girls, yeah.
Was it like a school?
Yeah, I guess. Although more like a high school. And I'm not sure how much schooling they actually got there. But she did learn English. She spoke with an accent, but she spoke English well.
And she stayed there until she was like 18?
Yeah, she came to the United States on a plane in 1946 to New York. You had to know somebody, I believe, and she had an uncle here. So she went there, worked at various jobs. She was a nanny for a family I know. And I don't even know what else. I think a few other jobs. She didn't meet my father for, I guess, 7 years after she got here. She was, 20, I guess, when she got here. And they didn't meet until 1955. So that was like 7, 8 years later.
So she was like 27?
So that wasn't actually a pretty long time. She was there single in New York as long as she was in England. I always thought of it as being a shorter time, but I guess that was a while, yeah. She was already 27 when they got married. Her father.
And she lived with her uncle?
Yeah. I think the whole time, or at least most of that time. Maybe she got an apartment after a while, I'm not even sure.
Well then, and then she also took care, like was a nanny for the kids?
Yeah, so maybe she lived there. That much. That she did mention a lot. Not a lot, but I knew about that as a kid. She talked about being a nanny for somebody, or taking care of kids, or housekeeper, something like that. Well, the typical things people remember, that the cooking, being taken care of as a little kid, She was home every day. I used to come home for lunch from school because it was only right up the block. And, she used to, I guess, she was from Germany, so I do remember like stews and that kind of food. She definitely used to make things like in a German style with potatoes and carrots and like a gravy and stuff with beef and stuff in there. So I guess she had some memory of all those days.